What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something a little bit on the nerdy side. My friend Ben Stowe from NLFX that actually sells these incredible cables that we're talking about today made a video with me many years ago. He actually came to Raleigh, North Carolina when the vault started and he made this video. Now Ben is an awesome guy, really the self-proclaimed king of all sound guide nerds, right? He will admit that, right? I'm not just calling him that. You don't have to report me to him. So I'm gonna give you the dumbed down, not so bright version of why these cables, the NLFX cables, in particular these XLR cables we're gonna look at today, are so much better than the rest. Stick around. So I've been using NLFX cables, extension cords, and XLR cables for probably about 5 or 6 years now. And what we've done to make this demonstration a little bit easier is we've cut open a couple of different cables. So just for purposes of the video, the one in my right hand or the one with the silver male end is NLFX. And of course it's written on the jacket as well. And this is a leading brand. This is not a super cheap Amazon cable. I'm not gonna say whose it is, but the black one is kind of the cheaper one. So I wanna just point out some just glaringly obvious differences between these now that we've got them both cut open. The first thing you're gonna notice, and I noticed it right away, and I'm not even really an expert on cables by any means, is that there's an independent grounding conductor in the NLFX cable. And that's this wire here kind of sticking out. So you got your black and your red, and then this grounding wire right here. And inside, they're precisely twisted to give you protection against that noise like the other cable. Also inside, you've got robust 20 gauge, 26 strand, annealed tinned copper conductors. You can see the size difference just by looking at these two. Normally, on the cheaper cables or on the poorly made cables, you have to take this copper jacket on the outside here and basically unravel it, take out this kind of filler paper, whatever it is, and twist that into a ground if you need to do like soldering. That's number one. They also have the tightest braided shield that you'll find. Like, look how tight that is compared with how that was before I twisted it together. You've got this flimsy and open braid on the other name brand cable, and it just isn't going to be enough to keep the noise out of it. So you'll also notice if you pick them up and hold both of them in their hand, how durable the rubber jacket is on the NLFX one. Of course, it's got their logo printed on it. And of course, it's heat shrink on both ends that adds even more durability during the assembly. You've also got high strength fibers around all the conductors inside to give you more strength and reliability under the most demanding of stage conditions. People standing on them, running them over, the weather. They're 100% handmade in the USA. They're assembled with longevity and reliability in mind, and they guarantee them forever. There's a YouTube video out there on their channel where they let an entire parade for hours run over this cable and then showed you that it still worked at the end of it. Their cables are super competitively priced as well, even if you compare them to Livewire or some of the other bigger brands. And honestly, it's built a million times better. If you're one of those guys that thinks, hey man, cable's cable and it all comes from overseas, you couldn't be more wrong. All you gotta do is take a look at these cut apart. We've got the two samples, we've showed you the videos. Really, one's from a name brand company again, and then you've got the NLFX one. I promise you, you can see it, you can feel it, you can hear it. They will not be beat by anybody out there that's making cables. This is not a paid advertisement. I paid for these cables. Well, I didn't pay for these chopped up ones. I made Ben chop his up and send them to me. But these are what I use. These are what you should be using. There is a difference between cables. I hope this video helps you out there be a little bit more educated on something super important. This hooks together all your gear. You don't want them to be noisy. You don't want them to fail on you. NLFX is the way to go. Reach out to Ben at nlfxpro.com or go to nlfxpro.com on the web and order your XLRs and your extension cords and all your cables for him. He can custom make them in your color, your length, whatever you want him to do. Reach out right now. Thanks as always for watching. I hope this helps. Leave the video a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, and please comment if you have any comments about these cables, and I'll make sure Ben sees them and answers you, or I'll answer them myself. Thanks again for watching. New video next week. Peace.